Hello, welcome to this week's Yoga for Swimmers. Today you're going to need a strap, or you can use a towel, you can use a blanket, anything that doesn't have any stretch to it. And we're going to work through our hamstrings and our ankles today. So the first one I want you to come into is toe squats. So you're going to kneel with your feet together, knees wide, and toes are tucked. And then you're going to sit back onto your heels. So I like knees wide because it allows all 10 toes to make contact with the mat. And it might become a little bit difficult or uncomfortable for your toes or the bottoms of your feet. But through the arches of our foot, our feet tend to get a little bit lazy, especially when we swim and we don't have the opportunity to press off the ground as runners would, or someone who's constantly bearing weight on their feet. With our ankles always in this relaxed position, the arches of your feet become a little bit lazy. And so this is just going to help to bring some resistance back into the arches of your feet. So you almost come away from the flat foot position. It also really helps to strengthen through the ankles for the breaststroke kick. If it's one of your weaknesses, or even if you do it a lot, it can help to build a little bit more strength through that area. Now, to take our mind a little bit away from what's going on with the soles of our feet and our toes, I'd like you to release your hands to your hips and then take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Same idea as we had last week. I want you to have the ability to breathe in and out of your low belly. I want you to let your gaze soften or eyes close. And I want you to allow yourself to breathe deeply and breathe fully. And then let your chin move towards your chest. Feel the stretch through the back of your neck. Try to keep your toes tucked the whole time. If you do feel that tension, that's entirely normal. Good. Bring right ear towards your right shoulder. Resist the urge to release your toes. If you have to, you can let hands rest on the mat. But eventually you want to work to be able to hold this position, these toe squats, for the entire time. Now, if it feels good for your neck, let your head fall back. Otherwise, keep your chin tucked. 2 more full, deep breaths here. And then softly release your hands. Untuck your toes and tap them out on the mat. Good. Now, if that didn't feel like much for you, stretching the other side of the ankles might be a little bit more intense. So now we're going to come to kneeling with our toes untucked, feet together, and knees together. And I just want you to watch that when you're here, your feet are side by side, and you're not allowing one foot to rest into the arch of another. So keeping your feet side by side, knees side by side, tops of your feet making contact with the mat. If this is already a stretch for your quads or for your ankles, please stay here. Okay? Option 2 is to release your fingertips behind your hips and begin to lift through your chest. This is enough, stay here. Or you can begin to walk your hands back. If this is enough, stay where you are. Or you can start to lift your knees. Or perhaps you're going to allow yourself to find a hover here, hands resting in your lap. If you get here and this is too intense, please release the knees back down towards the mat, or simply release your hands towards the mat. I'm going to show this variation here. Please stay wherever your body allows you to still take that full normal breath. And then if you're a little bit more towards vertical, move your chin towards your chest. If you're a little bit more towards horizontal, let your head fall back. But here you should feel the stretch through the tops of your ankles. So where your shin connects to the top of your foot, I want you to feel that stretch there. This really helps to gain that flexibility for your dolphin kick, for your flutter kick. If you are predominant towards a little bit more breaststroke, this can really help to relax that flexed ankle position. So I just want you to allow yourself to breathe here, softening your gaze. We'll take about 5 to 6 more full breaths. Almost allowing yourself a 4 count inhale and a 4 count exhale. Perhaps as we hold this, if the intensity of the stretch lessens and you'd like to move a little bit deeper, you're more than welcome to. If choosing knees lifted doesn't mean your knees are as lifted as high as mine, that's entirely okay. See if you can relax something through the shoulders. 3 more full, deep breaths. And if hands are lifted, release your hands. If your knees have lifted, release your knees. And if you've shifted back, bring yourself forward to all fours. And then pick up your feet and circle through your ankles or wiggle your toes. Bring some feeling back to the tops of your ankles or to the bottoms of your feet. If you like to tap them out again, you can. And then from all fours, just once today, on an inhale, begin to arch through your back, lift up through the crown of your head. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone round through your spine, move your chin towards your chest. Good, and then inhale, return your spine to neutral. And shift your knees forward on your mat. Sit back towards your hips and taking a hold of your strap, your towel, or any sort of blanket or string belt even that you might have. Having it handy beside you, make your way onto your back. So the stretch we're going to do for our hamstrings today, I'll just get you to keep the sole of your left foot down on the mat. Keep your right knee drawn in, and then place the strap over the ball of your right foot, okay? And then I want you to begin to wrap the strap in your hands. Now, mine's in a circle right now. It can just be straight. That's entirely okay. I just want you to allow yourself to begin to extend this right leg up towards the ceiling. Now, if you need to keep your knee quite bent, that's entirely okay. Once you feel a hamstring stretch, pause there. If that means the leg fully extends, that's fine. As long as you're not using the strength of your arms to draw your leg a little bit closer, you want to be soft through the shoulders. And as long as you feel no tension behind the knee, basically the muscles of the hamstring become a little bit narrower, a little bit smaller behind the back of the knee, and you never want to feel the stretch there. You don't want that pressure on the joint. Instead, you want to feel the stretch right in the belly of the hamstring, in the center of the muscle. And once you're there, if the leg has straightened and this isn't intense enough for you, you can begin to extend your left leg out on the mat so that the heel rests down. If the knee is quite bent here, please keep the left sole of the left foot on the mat. And then see if you can soften the shoulders, maybe close your eyes and allow yourself to breathe. We want to hold this stretch for a little while, and your intention is to completely release through your arms. Just let the weight of gravity draw your leg closer to your body. Inhale fully into your low belly. And feel that as you exhale, almost something that holds tension in the right hamstring is able to release. It does not matter here how close to your body your leg is. It doesn't matter if the left leg is straight or bent here. It doesn't even matter if you need to keep a bend to your right knee. What matters is that you feel a stretch in the belly of the right hamstring. And you're able to soften into that stretch and release tensions. 3 more full, deep breaths on this side. Soften through the shoulders, let your eyes close. And then softly place the sole of your left foot back to the mat. Bend your right knee, place the sole of your right foot to the mat as you release the strap. And then take your feet out nice and wide and let your knees fall from side to side. Good. Just once more, send the knees over towards the right. And once more, send your knees over towards the left. And knees come back to center, sole of your right foot stays planted. Bend your left knee in towards your chest, and then take the strap over the ball of your left foot. And maybe this is where you stay or begin to extend your left leg towards the ceiling. Soften through the shoulders and allow your body to breathe giving yourself time, because what is in your mind right now is the deepest expression of the pose on your right side. And so when we first start off, we expect our body to be just as open, just as flexible on this other side. And that is not the case. We spent some time breathing and opening the right side, so have patience for your left side. And this is enough. Stay here. Or if the leg is straight, you feel nothing behind the knee, perhaps begin to extend the right leg out on the mat so that the heel rests down. Allow things to soften through your hips. Feel the stretch right in the center of the hamstring and the belly of the muscle. Soften the shoulders. Even soften through the left toes if you can. Allow the inhales to expand your low belly, and the exhales, let your shoulders, arms, hands, and elbows become heavy. Notice if you are able to take a full, deep breath here. Perhaps if you're not able to take that full breath, then you should lessen off slightly out of the pose. Something is engaged, something is not able to release. Three more full, deep breaths as you are here. And then softly reopening your eyes, place the sole of your right foot back to the mat if it was extended. Bend the left knee in, place the sole of your left foot towards the mat, and place your strap or belt or towel to one side. Feet come out mat's width, let your knees fall from side to side. Nice and slow, releasing anything stored through the back. One more time each way. And then when you're ready, bring yourself to seated. Thank you very much. This is the end of your practice. Again, I really urge you to take a moment laying on your back in what we call Shavasana, just allowing yourself to absorb any of the tensions. If you did like any of those three poses we worked through, feel free to work with them a little bit longer. If you felt a lot of tension in the toe squats, spend more time there. You felt a lot of tension through the tops of your feet, that was very challenging for you, spend more time there. If the hamstrings felt good and like they were opening, maybe you want to spend a little bit more time there. Thank you so much.